Today, we bring you the latest developments on the Russia-Ukraine conflict, where Russia has launched a major overnight aerial bombardment targeting Ukrainian infrastructure, coinciding with the third day of ongoing peace talks between US and Ukrainian negotiators in Florida. Reported that Russia launched 653 drones and 51 missiles, with the majority being successfully intercepted. However, one key strike hit the railway hub at Fastiv outside Kyiv, destroying the main station building and damaging rolling stock. The large-scale attack follows a period of intensified Russian strikes on Ukraine's energy sector and infrastructure, which on Saturday caused blackouts in 8 regions, according to Ukraine's energy ministry. In a critical development, the UN's nuclear watchdog reported that the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant temporarily lost all external power overnight, marking the 11th time this has occurred since the start of the full-scale invasion. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the attack, calling it meaningless from a military point of view. Conversely, the Russian Defense Ministry asserted that it launched a massive strike in retaliation for alleged Ukrainian attacks on civilian targets. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha warned that Russia continues to disregard any peace efforts, emphasizing that decisions to strengthen Ukraine and increase pressure on Russia cannot be delayed. While the bombardment continued, talks between U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Rustem Umerov, Secretary of Ukraine's National Security Council, entered their third day in Florida. Witkoff and Umerov released a joint statement calling on Russia to demonstrate a serious commitment to long-term peace. The negotiators described their 2 days of talks as constructive, agreeing on a framework of security arrangements and discussing the necessary deterrence capabilities to sustain a lasting peace. The negotiations, which also include former U.S. official Jared Kushner, come just days after Witkoff met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. The Florida talks saw the Ukrainian team briefed on Witkoff's recent 5-hour meeting with President Putin, following which the Kremlin stated no compromise had been reached on a draft U.S. peace plan. Kyiv is pushing for revisions to the initial U.S. plan, which was previously perceived as favorable to Moscow. Major points of contention remain centered on territorial concessions. Russia currently controls about 1/5 of Ukraine, primarily in the Donbas region, and security guarantees for Ukraine post-war. President Putin, in a separate interview with India Today on Friday, warned Ukrainian troops to withdraw fully from Donbas this week or face Russia liberating these territories by force. Ukraine and its European allies believe that granting Ukraine NATO membership or providing comprehensive security guarantees is the most effective deterrent against future Russian aggression. Russia remains staunchly opposed to Ukraine joining NATO, a position supported by U.S. President Donald Trump, who recently commented that the Moscow talks were reasonably good, but cautioned it does take two to tango.